Hey guys, and welcome to the third episode of Scratch the Itch, a series where I play indie games from itch.io and try to find ones that scratch that gaming itch we sometimes get. For those unfamiliar with itch.io, it's a platform for indie game developers to host and sell their games. Itch has a massive library of indie games and projects, and my goal is to play them and find the ones that scratch the itch. Today's game is titled Ratpooper by X and Der. The game's tagline is quite literally, eat and shit everywhere, and that pretty much sums up the game. The game was inspired by a video of a rat using a stick to trigger a rat trap so it could get the food. And so, going off of that theme, you play as a rat in a farm field. Your objective is to eat the food, evade the farmers, destroy traps, and of course, shit everywhere. The game costs $3 and has both a Windows and Linux version. The game, while simple, is both a fun and hilarious game. Like I said, you're a rat in a farm field with your goal being to eat and shit. Eating food increases your score, but eventually you'll eat too much and your stomach will hurt, so you shit. But what if you don't shit? Well, obviously you explode. I mean, come on, that's how biology works. So you're constantly eating and shitting to keep a balance, but then the farmers start chasing you, so now you have to use your shit to slow them down so you don't get caught. Oh, and before I forget, when the farmers start chasing you, they start yelling at you in Ukrainian. And as an English-only speaker, it's like the funniest thing ever, just hearing Ukrainian off-screen and knowing you have to hightail it out of the area. Like, it's a unique experience. Aside from collecting points by eating, you also collect cheese by disarming traps. Cheese you collect carries over from game to game and can be spent on power-up or abilities to do things like move really fast, eat a lot of food, and go invisible. This helps you evade the farmers and continue to collect points. Additionally, there are a couple of hidey holes you can escape into, like the shop or a wolf's den or a house. I really like the art style. It's simple, nothing too fancy, but it's extremely well executed and it looks good. The game is randomly generated each time, but you wouldn't really realize it, which I suppose is part of the point. But sometimes random generation causes some wonky graphics, you know? It's also a fitting art style for what the game offers. I may be a bit childish, but the audio in this game is hilarious. Farmers yell at you in Ukrainian, and then you assault them with a shitstorm, and because of that combination, I just lost my first game within 30 seconds because I was roaring with laughter. I don't know what I really expected from a game about a rat just shitting all over the place, but my expectations were absolutely blown out of the water. 10 out of 10 audio, absolute masterpiece. The game is actually kind of difficult, or I'm just bad. Probably that one, but bear with me. While simple, it does have an air of difficulty. You have to balance how much shit you have in you in order to slow down the farmers, otherwise they'll catch you. And you can't just run away aimlessly because the traps will get you, and sometimes they're really hard to see. It's not so challenging that it isn't fun, but it's challenging enough for a simple game that I appreciate that. The eating mechanic is a bit click intensive. While it's not that big of a deal, having to click a whole bunch is kind of annoying and potentially straining on your finger. Being able to hold down the left mouse button and eat would be really awesome to have. The only thing that I have a negative opinion on is the lack of a settings menu, even a simple one. When I play a game, one of the first things I do is adjust the audio to my liking, and unfortunately I couldn't do that in this game. I had to turn down my system audio in order to get it to my liking. That being said, the audio wasn't exactly blasting in my ears like some games are. It was actually probably fine, but I prefer to have a quieter audio experience. So, does it scratch the itch? Yeah. I mean, for a $3 game, you get a fun and hilarious experience with polished gameplay. It's not going to blow you out of the water, but again, for $3, you'll get your money's worth and have a good time. When I got done playing it for the first time, I actually felt like this would make a great mobile game. Like, just something like when I'm waiting for something, I could just pull out my phone and play it. Like, it felt really good. And, you know, if the devs end up seeing this, you know, maybe make a mobile game out of it. It's actually pretty good. Obviously, this game isn't going to be something you come home and boot up right away. You know, it feels more like one of those games you open while waiting for something to happen in another game you're playing, like waiting in queue for League of Legends. You know, you just have this open on the side. all in all, it's a pretty good game that I'd recommend checking out. Before I end the video, I want to do a quick shout out to one of my loyal viewers. Shout out to Sade, a loyal viewer since the beginning. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you all for watching. I'm interested in what you guys think of Ratpooper, the only game I know where your goal is to literally shit everywhere. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and have a great day and see you next time.